It is the 16th of May, the year 2025. Glad that you tuned in to KUTV Primetime News tonight. Our reporters have been up and about, interacting with different issues and different people, and they have brought you different stories tonight. But before that, let's get a proper introduction into the bulletin. This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. And Samuel Kelo is with us, offering the services of sign language interpretation tonight. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and his newly formed party, that is Democracy for Citizens Party, DCP, has condemned the violent scenes witnessed on Thursday during the unveiling of this new political outfit in Lavington, Nairobi. Gachagua, through his X account, accused his political rivals of attacking him, his family, and supporters.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has strongly condemned the violence witnessed on Thursday at the tail end of the unveiling of his newly formed party, Democracy for Citizens Party, in Lavington within the nation's capital, where a group of armed goons stormed the party's headquarters in an apparent attempt to disrupt the event, prompting Gachagua's security personnel to fire in the air as the rowdy youth pelted them with stones. The three journalists were injured during the melee as Gachagua's men turned on them, forcing them to delete the footages. The self-proclaimed truthful man took to his X account to air his frustration, pointing fingers to an unidentified person of sending goons to attack him, his family and supporters, insisting that they, like any other Kenyan, have rights and freedoms. Encoded message that could be interpreted as direct attack to his former boss. Gachagua told his political rival to accept that he has lost the trust and support of the people and move on. Gachagua took issues with the drawn-out nature of the proceedings and questioned why police had failed to arrest and prosecute the individual accused of attacking him and his supporters. He recounted several incidents from the past, including an attack at funeral in Limuru, the assault of his wife and Christian worshippers in Nyeri, and a tear gas attack during a prayer meeting in Nyandarua County. The former deputy president described this act as part of a broader attempt to silence him and his followers. The Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen was not spared either over his remarks made in the aftermath of ugly scene witness. According to Murkomen, the chaos ensued after some of Gachagua's supporters were angered over not being paid.
Preliminary also investigation indicate that some of the supporters who were invited to come for this function were expecting to be paid some amount, and as a result of fighting over those resources, there was a melee which unfortunately led to some kind of a stampede, and unfortunately we hear that some of the journalists who were there to cover the event were also caught in the melee.
The DCP party, through their X account, termed the remarks by Murkomen as reckless and baseless. The party argued that Murkomen's remark echoed a familiar narrative used in previous incidents where alleged hired goons attempted to disrupt a church event attended by party leader Rigathi Gachagua. Auma Evans, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, let's move on now. The ODM party Kwale branch has successfully filled grassroots leadership positions through consensus and avoiding the chaos that marred previous elections. In a unity forum held in Ukunda, Kwale County, party members endorsed former Matuga MP Hassan Monyoha as Kwale County ODM party chairman after he reconciled with his rival, former Kwale County woman representative Zuleka Hassan.
In a consensus forum held in Ukunda, Kwale County today, the region's ODM party branch has embraced consensus to get party officials in preparation for the grassroots party elections. Former Machunga Member of Parliament Hassan Mwanyoha, who is also the outgoing chairman, was picked again as Kwale County ODM party chairman, while Victor Safari, the Kasemeni Ward MCA, was picked as vice chairperson, and Mariam Maula took the branch secretary position. The party failed to pick officials in the last countrywide grassroots elections following two previous opposing factions led by former Machunga MP Hassan Mwanyoha and former ODM women representative Zuleika Hassan, whose differences led to the cancellation of the last elections. However, in a show of unity, Zuleika and Mwanyoha reconciled and agreed to work together. While talking to the press, Mwanyoha stated that the consensus approach would foster unity and reduce post-primary party conflicts.
Mtu mmoja hawezi kujenga chama. Na ikiwa imekubalika kwamba wenzetu wako tayari kuungana na sisi, basi mimi nasema ni sawasawa, na tumeungana, na baadhi ya majina ya watu yametolewa hapa kama mlivyoona, na tutaendelea kushirikiana. Mimi na vice ambaye nitakuwa nimepawa, mimi na komiti yote ambayo tutakuwa tumepawa, mimi na watu wa Kwale, ili tuhakikishe kwamba ODM imechukua vitu vyote hapa Kwale.
Mwanyoha has also strongly criticized Sheikh Juma Ngao, who was a contender for the ODM party chairman position in Kwale.
Hatumtaki mnafiki, mzandik, mrongo hakuna kama Juma Ngao. Ametupatia maneno mengi ya urongo ili tuweze kupata shida hapa. Na iulize headquarters ijue ya kwamba hapa Kwale ni ngome ya ODM. Hatutaki watu ambao wanakuja hapa kwa sababu ya kutafuta mapeni na kadhalika.
On the other hand, Zuleika acknowledged the consensus strategy, saying it is in the best interest of the party as it prepares to sweep county seats in the coming elections.
Leo na furaha kuja kutangaza kuwa team fresh ya Kwale County na team Mwanyoha ambayo tumekuwa tukilumbana kisiasa katika viti vya grassroots vya ODM. Tumekuja kwa consensus, tumekubali kuganyana viti. Na kuna baadhi ya majina ambayo ya viongozi ambao tumekubali tukienda mbele kabisa, na tumeamua kufanya consensus kutoka polling station mpaka county level, ili chama kiwe kimoja. 2027 haiko mbali tena, badala kugana wenyewe kwa wenyewe, sisi wenyewe lazima tuwe tayari kukabiliana na wale ambao watakuwa wapinzani wetu hapo 2027.
On the other hand, Adinani Juma, an ODM youth leader, welcomed the approach, saying it has provided an opportunity for grassroots participation and a sense of belonging among party members.
Katika huu muungano wa timu Mwanyoha na timu fresh, huu ndio muungano peke yake ambao utaleta mageuzi ya ODM hapa Kwale. Huu ndio muungano ambao utarudisha hadhi ya ile government pale county assembly pale Kwale, kuhakikisha kuwa ODM katika county assembly ndio inakuwa majority. Na hii yote tutaweza, na katika huu muungano huu utaleta hamasa kubwa sana kuhakikisha kuwa hata sisi kama majenzizi tutakuwa na nafasi zetu kubwa katika uongozi.
The move marks a significant step towards reconciliation in Kwale, positioning ODM to consolidate support in the region as it gears up for the next elections.
And Kenya Kwanza leaders have distanced themselves from the launch of the Democracy for the Citizen Party, that is DCP, by Rigathi Gachagua, which took place yesterday in Nairobi. Now, with a call to shun premature politicking, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, in a tour within the central region, emphasizing focus remains on delivering development to the people. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua unveiled this new party, describing it as a potential game changer in national politics. He stated that the DCP aims to challenge the current administration in the upcoming general elections.
kama viongozi tumekataa siasa za mapema. Wale wanaomba viti wajue hakuna uchaguzi saa hii. Wangoje siku ya uchaguzi, tutanyoroshana na siasa ya siku hiyo. Ama mnataka siasa ya mapema? Mnataka siasa saa hii? Ni siasa maendeleo.
Pekee leo sisi wale wako hapa ni sisi tunasikiza ground.
Kusaidia kijana wa Kenya ukiwa rais. Ni kitu gani unaweza kifanya hivi leo kumsaidia kijana wetu? Kuna kitu unaweza fanya? Mimi nikiwa rais na nguvu nyingi za kusaidia kijana. Nisiposaidia kijana ni kwa sababu sijali kijana wa Kenya.
Ni kazi gani mnataka? Mnataka siasa ya ukabila na uchochezi ama mnataka maendeleo? Siasa ya ukabila na uchochezi ama maendeleo?
And that's politics for you. Now, Kenya's largest employers lobby is sounding the alarm over rising taxes and its impact on jobs. The Federation of Kenya Employers is now calling on the government to ease the tax burden in the upcoming 2025-2026 budget. Among the proposals is a reduction in the housing levy from 1.5% to 0.5%, arguing that the government has already collected significant funds to support its housing plan.
In a consensus forum held in Ukunda, Kwale County today, the region's ODM party branch has embraced consensus to get party officials in preparation for the grassroots party elections. Former Machunga Member of Parliament Hassan Mwanyoha, who is also the outgoing chairman, was picked again as Kwale County ODM party chairman, while Victor Safari, the Kasemeni Ward MCA, was picked as vice chairperson, and Mariam Maula took the branch secretary position. The party failed to pick officials in the last countrywide grassroots elections following two previous opposing factions led by former Machunga MP Hassan Mwanyoha and former ODM women representative Zuleika Hassan, whose differences led to the cancellation of the last elections. However, in a show of unity, Zuleika and Mwanyoha reconciled and agreed to work together. While talking to the press, Mwanyoha stated that the consensus approach would foster unity and reduce post-primary party conflicts.
Mtu mmoja hawezi kujenga chama. Na ikiwa imekubalika kwamba wenzetu wako tayari kuungana na sisi, basi mimi nasema ni sawa sawa, na tumeungana, na baadhi ya majina ya watu yametolewa hapa kama mlivyoona, na tutaendelea kushirikiana. Mimi na vice ambaye nitakuwa nimepawa, mimi na komiti yote ambayo tutakuwa tumepawa, mimi na watu wa Kwale, ili tuhakikishe kwamba ODM imechukua vitu vyote hapa Kwale.
Mwanyoha has also strongly criticized Sheikh Juma Ngao, who was a contender for the ODM party chairman position in Kwale.
Hatumtaki mnafiki, mzandik, mrongo hakuna kama Juma Ngao. Ametupatia maneno mengi ya urongo ili tuweze kupata shida hapa. Kabisa bwana. Na iulize headquarters ijue ya kwamba hapa Kwale ni ngome ya ODM. Hatutaki watu ambao wanakuja hapa kwa sababu ya kutafuta mapeni na kadhalika.
On the other hand, Zuleika acknowledged the consensus strategy, saying it is in the best interest of the party as it prepares to sweep county seats in the coming elections.
Leo na furaha kuja kutangaza kuwa team fresh ya Kwale County na team Mwanyoha ambayo tumekuwa tukilumbana kisiasa katika viti vya grassroots vya ODM. Tumekuja kwa consensus, tumekubali kuganyana viti. Na kuna baadhi ya majina ambayo ya viongozi ambao tumekubali tukienda mbele kabisa, na tumeamua kufanya consensus kutoka polling station mpaka county level ili chama kiwe kimoja. 2027 haiko mbali tena. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
Sorry for that particular mix-up. We shall be bringing you that story in its full capacity. Now, the Media Council of Kenya, MCK, launched the revised Code of Conduct for Media Practice 2025 yesterday at the Edge Convention Center in Nairobi. Speaking at the launch, Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communications and the Digital Economy, William Kabogo, emphasized the importance of ethical journalism in safeguarding democracy. He urged media practitioners to prioritize accuracy and verification over speed, especially in the digital era. MCK Chief Executive Officer David Omoyo welcomed the adoption of the revised code, describing it as a comprehensive framework designed to reinforce professional integrity and accountability across all media platforms. The updated code introduces stronger protections, for survivors of sexual violence, children, and marginalized communities. Back to our previous story now. Kenya's largest employers lobby is sounding the alarm over rising taxes and its impact on jobs. The Federation of Kenya Employers is now calling on the government to ease the tax burden in the upcoming 2025-2026 budget. Among the proposals is a reduction in the housing levy from 1.5% to 0.5%, arguing that the government has already collected significant funds to support the housing plan.
At the 64th Annual General Meeting of the Federation of Kenya Employers Coast Branch in Mombasa, where the Federation Chief Executive Officer Jacqueline Mugo made a direct appeal to the National Treasury, calling for the urgent tax reform in the upcoming 2025-2026 budget.
And changes in the tax regime. So in our engagement with the CS Treasury, National Treasury, we had a whole raft of proposals that called upon a review of the tax regime. In particular,
Muga say employers are struggling to meet raising statutory deductions and comply with costs, warning that continual pressure could force many businesses to cut jobs.
The fact that employers are struggling to meet the demands of the Employment Act, that employees take home 1/3 of their salaries as income. We looked at the total range of statutory deductions that have been reviewed or introduced, and requested one that this be based on the basic pay as opposed to the consolidated pay.
FKE is also proposing a reduction in the housing levy from 1.5 to 0.5%, urging that the government has already collected significant funds to support its housing plan.
Levy, which has been quite significant at 1.5% on the total earnings, and proposed that that could be reduced to 0.5%. We looked at SHA, where employees are contributing 2.7%, but the implementation of SHA has faced a lot of challenges. This is in the public domain.
The lobby also raised concern over the ban of the Kenyan tea imports by Sudan, saying the move has cost exporters over 2.4 million shillings, urging diplomatic action to restore the market access.
Deeply concerned about the ban by the government of Sudan on Kenyan tea imports since March 11 this year. This unilateral action has caused losses estimated at 2.4 billion Kenya shillings, with our tea stuck at Port Sudan on vessels en route or warehoused in Mombasa. So we call upon the government of Kenya to engage Sudan urgently and diplomatically to resolve this issue and restore market access.
To improve trade and transport, FKE is calling for fast-tracker road upgrades, 24/7 customs support, as well as low case fee at the port of Mombasa.
Region, which is a pillar of Kenya's economy, and it is a home to key sectors such as shipping and logistics, the port operations, tourism, fishing, agriculture, tea trade, mining, and manufacturing. All these sectors contribute significantly to national development, but they continue to face structural, regulatory, and policy challenges, which need to be urgently addressed. We want to commend, at the same time, the efforts that have been made, particularly on infrastructure, through developments such as the Dongo Kundu Bridge, which has improved connectivity and logistics within the coast region. Similarly, the ongoing efforts to upgrade the Malindi-Mombasa Road are welcome, and we emphasize the need to fast-track construction of the Mombasa-Nairobi Road to ease
With new traffic from the US and growing restriction from the other partners, FKE say Kenya must now strengthen preferential trade agreement to protect local industries. However, FKE acknowledged the government's efforts in improving the business climate, citing commendable progress in the tourism and hospitality sectors, driven by the post-COVID-19 recovery activation plan.
We note that two sectors in particular, tourism and hospitality sectors, have seen improvement, driven largely by the post-COVID recovery action plan that they put in place.
Rael Makona, KUTV.
24 minutes past the top of the hour. Time for us to take a short break right here on KUTV Primetime News. When we come back, we have more in store for you. Keep it here.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila woga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
KUTV nilipatia mahali pa kunawiri makali yangu.
KUTV imenisaidia sana, and hadi wa leo I still meet people who tell me, si wewe ulianzaga KUTV?
Nani ukuamini?
Sikuamini. Mfano kabisa ningesema hujambo mtazamaji kwa sauti, lakini wakati huu nikisema hujambo, yani inakuja na ile command.
Back then, as much as it's a long time ago, they still recall.
Unakumbuka nilikuwa hapa KUTV wakati huo. Alafu simu ikaingia namba 0719. Hello, this is the Standard Group.
So it shows that visibility is definitely important.
Nikilinganisha safari hizo mbili, kuna utofauti mkubwa sana.
It was a dream come true for me.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Welcome back. Now, the High Court has consolidated 7 petitions challenging the removal of Chief Justice Martha Koome and other Supreme Court judges, issuing critical directions to streamline the proceedings. A 3-judge bench comprising Justices Charles Kariuki, Lawrence Mugambi and Bahati Mamuye also granted Chief Justice Koome and 4 other Supreme Court judges until May 21st, 2025 to amend their petitions challenging the move to remove them from office. Conservatory orders barring the Judicial Service Commission from acting the removal petitions acting on those positions remains a matter that is set to be mentioned in July 4th, 2025, when dates for submission highlighting will be fixed, marking a crucial phase in the high-stakes legal battle. And Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale has reiterated the need to establish a comprehensive regulatory framework governing organ donation and transplantation in the country. Speaking at Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital, KUTVNEWS, now the assessment tour with regard to the universal healthcare rollout, Duale cited the importance of maintaining the highest standard of ethics, transparency and patient safety to access and to transplant services as it expands in the country.
In a bid to ensure smooth rollout of the universal healthcare coverage in the country, Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale made an assessment tour to the Kenyatta University Teaching, Research and Referral Hospital to assess the progress and readiness of the facility. The CS underscored the dire need to establish a comprehensive regulatory framework governing organ donation and transplantation in Kenya. This is as the access to transplantation service continues to grow. In the same breath, Duale cited the growing demand and rising concerns over ethical practices.
And we must bring back the hope, the trust, the confidence the people of Kenya should have in their healthcare system. That never again Kenyans will be treated by quacks, that never again Kenyans will be given counterfeit and fake drugs, and never again will Kenyans bear the full burden of their health care of their loved ones.
To reduce medical expenses and the need for foreign medical services, the CS highlighted the government's commitment to strengthening healthcare through investments in infrastructure, training, and local expertise. His remarks stemming from the rising concerns over organ trafficking, unethical transplants, and the high cost of healthcare, prompting government's action.
Critical services within our health sector will be funded, vaccines are available, and this facility is a facility that today, of the many little challenges they have shown me, is issue that I'm going to pick up with National Treasury tomorrow.
Duale also discussed the ongoing shortage of essential childhood vaccines such as BCG and polio, assuring the public that the Ministry of Health is collaborating with the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund to restore adequate supplies and address the issue.
The only two vaccines that I have a problem with is BCG and polio. We have paid, we are working with UNICEF, we still have some stock, but a stock that will cover for us for another 8 months will arrive on the 15th of June.
The CS hailed Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital for its dedication to improving the healthcare delivery, highlighting its capacity to perform complex procedures like organ transplant, oncology care, and advanced diagnosis.
A successful completion of the first kidney transplant.
This comes as the CS stands by his decision to uphold the Constitution by transferring the UHC staff payrolls and budgets to county governments, a move facing resistance from healthcare workers across the country. Ochieng Cynthia, KUTV.
And Malindi residents and leaders are condemning the assault on nominated MCA Mapenzi, who was punched in the Kilifi County Assembly after a financial bill dispute led by former Gender Affairs Minister Aisha Jumwa. The protesters criticized ward representatives Ibrahim Matumbo Wawatamu and Twahir Abdul Karim Washela for attacking the MCA after a disagreement, terming the incident an injustice against women leaders. The leaders, however, as a way of airing their plea, marched to the county assembly buildings, submitted a memorandum, and urged police to investigate and take legal action.
Tunalaani vikali kile kitendo ambacho kilifanyika na wale ma MCAs ambao wameacha kazi yao ya kulegislate na sasa wamegeuka kuwa goons. The leader of majority by the name Ibrahim Matumbo and one Mr. Twahir ambao sasa tunawaona kama goons ndani ya Kilifi. We want the security personnel in Kilifi County to wake up na wahakikisha ya kwamba Kilifi County is safe and peacefully. Tunakataa kunyamaza kwao.
Kwa sababu siku hii ni yetu. Tumesema tunakuja hapa Malindi, mahali ambapo mambo yaliyofanyika katika kaunti ya Kilifi, katika county assembly ya Kilifi, tuweze kuwaletea memorandum yetu, petition yetu ya kuonyesha tumekataa unyanyapaa, tumekataa kutengwa, tumekataa jinsia ya kuchapwa na kupigwa makonde.
From Kilifi County, we move to Murang'a County, where members of the public are urging the government to establish safe houses for victims of sexual and gender-based violence. Speaking during a public dialogue on the issue, residents expressed concerns over rising cases of lack of protective facilities, pushing survivors back into abusive environments.
Residents of Murang'a County are raising the alarm over the absence of safe houses for victims of sexual and gender-based violence. Without these sanctuaries, many survivors are forced to return to the very spaces where the trauma began. During a public forum, it emerged that lack of shelter and proper support service is worsening the plight of victims, especially women.
Now, particularly for Murang'a, we have issues of rescue centers, especially touching on the intimate partner violence. When we have them come to our own facilities, at the health facilities, we don't know where to take them after we are discharging them. And we don't want them to go back to the same environment they came from. So that one has been a great challenge. So therefore, I would request that in whatever manner possible, the head of state, our president, forms at least one rescue center for every county.
Police and medical officers have been accused of sabotaging cases, making it hard for victims to get justice, even as the Murang'a County Hospital called for free medical care and counseling in public hospitals to ease the burden on survivors.
First of all, you are being told to pay for the P3 forms, which is 1,500. Maybe as a victim you don't have. And also the case is taking longer. Every time you go to the police, before the victim is arrested, you're told, first of all, you have to wait. And so people feel like they're being neglected. And they prefer just to shut up with their cases.
What we have had is kangaroo courts are a problem. What we have had is culture is a problem. And that culture, part of it is this payment of dowry.
And within the same pace, efforts to curb violence and promote healthier communities through youth-based program have also been launched in Nairobi, using sports to educate young people on social values and life skills. Organizers say involving the youth through interactive platforms like pool games is helping raise awareness on issues like domestic violence, drug abuse, and relationship conflicts.
So nashukuru Mungu bana, nimelenga tu ya kwanza na ndio hiyo ikaingia, nikapata voucher. Voucher yenyewe ndio hii mnaiona hapa. Na nikaongezewa tena ingine, yani nashukuru Mungu sana yani. Na nimefurahia sana.
Earlier this year, President William Ruto appointed a task force to address the high rates of femicide and gender-based violence occurring across the country, who are still on the ground to date, seeking actionable remedies to the vice. Blue Ismail Hassan, KUTV.
Now, President William Ruto was at the Galana Kulalo Food Security Project in Kilifi and Tana River counties, where he inspected the completion of agricultural projects. The 519.4 million shillings infrastructure includes a 753-meter inlet canal, a 450 million litre reservoir, and a 1,210-meter outlet canal, and also a 20 million litre offtake sump. The project is now undergoing final testing. President Ruto emphasized that the government is poised to scale up food production through a public-private partnership, aiming to enhance agricultural productivity and ensure food security. The president also inspected the construction of the Galana Kulalo Bridge and access road. Additionally, the president inspected the ongoing last-mile connectivity program aimed at reducing production costs by eliminating the use of diesel-powered generators. All right, it's time for us to take another short break right here on KUTV Primetime News tonight. When we come back, we have more in store for you. Keep it here.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mokwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia.
They find it quite strange talking to you.
We should just make schools integrated,
Inclusive setups.
by providing the right facilities.
So my name is Kutv. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Welcome back, and we begin our third session with an interesting story where workshop women's prison across Kenya undergoing transformation, shifting from merely holding facilities to active economic incubators. Under the Karakana program, currently active in several correctional facilities and recently launched at the Shimo La Tewa Women's Prison by the First Lady Rachel Ruto, female inmates are being trained in business and vocational skills as a part of a national rehabilitation and reintegration strategy. The initiative is designed to equip incarcerated women with practical skills, digital literacy, and therapeutic creativity during their stay.
The Shimo La Tewa Women's Prison in Mombasa is the latest to launch a business and vocational training workshop. The initiative, supported by the Karakana Foundation and Chandaria Foundation, offers initiates skills in cross-stitching, tailoring, baking, and digital literacy.
Wapi makofi yao jamani.
While launching the workshop program, the First Lady Rachel Ruto emphasized the program's role in addressing both economic and mental health needs within the correctional system, citing creativity and productivity as key components of rehabilitation.
This integrated model does not just equip women with skills, it embeds social enterprise principles, turning correctional facilities into incubators of empowerment and economic potential. We firmly believe that this workshop will have a profound impact on the lives of incarcerated women, equipping them with the skills and support necessary for a more promising future.
According to the State Department for Correctional Services, the economic empowerment model is part of the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
A key aspect of this initiative, Your Excellency, is the stipend allowance provided to participating inmates. This financial support ensures that their families, especially their children, have access to basic necessities while the inmates themselves are serving their sentences. By addressing these financial gaps, the program also facilitates smooth reintegration into the society post-release.
In the program, initiates earn an income from their work, part of which is remitted to families, while the rest supports prison welfare.
When we talk about justice, we must go beyond punishment. We must also speak of healing, transformation, reintegration. This workshop provides a space where Our sisters behind these walls can learn practical skills in tailoring, embroidery, and craft.
According to the government, plans are underway to expand the economic incubator model to more correctional facilities as a long-term strategy to reduce repeat offences and foster rehabilitation. Yvonne Kimoma, KUTV. Take.
And the government has launched a 63.7 billion strategic plan aimed at improving access to water and sanitation across 6 northern counties. Cabinet Secretary for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Engineer Eric Muga, says the 5-year plan will benefit both urban and rural residents, with keen focus on sustainability and resilience.
The Northern Water Works Development Agency, launched by Water, Sanitation and Irrigation Cabinet Secretary Eric Muga, is set to implement a 5-year strategic blueprint targeting 6 counties of Garissa, Wajir, Mantera, Marsabit, Isiolo, and Samburu County.
The Ministry of Water has only one agenda, which is to provide, being a constitutional right, to provide access or maji to all Kenyans, irrespective of where you come from, irrespective of your geographical position, and irrespective of the clan, tribe, county. As long as you're Kenyan, it is your constitutional right. As a ministry, we do not serve discriminatorily.
The 2024-2028 plan aims to raise urban water access from 34% to 44% and rural access from 22% to 32%. In sanitation, urban access is set to rise from 8% to 13% and rural from 29.1% to 34.1%. The agency plans to construct 346 water plants, drill 400 boreholes, 100 solar-powered, 6 wind-power, and build the Rahul Canal to control flood from River Tana to the hinterland. Also included are 15,000 meters of roof catchment gutters to be installed and connected to 250 water tanks of 5 cubic meters and 100 sanitation facilities development in public institutions across the region. Speaking during the launch, the Cabinet Secretary called on the water agencies to work closely with county governments to other development partners in order to realize the broader plan.
The county government must work in sync for us to achieve the goal.
On his part, the Principal Secretary for Water, Julius Korir, called for stakeholders to invest in more sustainable projects which will have a continuous impact on the citizen.
Stakeholders that were involved during the development of this strategic plan. It is not merely a plan, a document, but it's a bold and visionary roadmap that outlines our shared commitment.
The government now hopes that with better coordination and sustainable investment, the region's long-standing water crisis will ease. However, citizens say accountability will be key to ensuring the billions spent translate into clean, reliable water. Edward Sakwa, KUTV, Nairobi.
Residents of Siaya have raised concerns over political supremacy battles between county and national leaders, warning that the ongoing conflicts are hindering the county's development. Addressing a press conference at a Siaya hotel, the residents from across the social divide called for a ceasefire, adding that people deserved service from both national and county governments. They lamented the growing divide between supporters of Governor James Orengo and Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi, saying they have stalled economic progress and business activities in the county. Youth leader Austin Ochieng and ODM officials called for unity and dialogue, encouraging collaboration following ODM's agreement with President William Ruto's government.
Even the staff of SIA have not been paid for the last 2 months. And this is money that is supposed to trickle down to spur the economy and stimulate our economy in SIA County. So we call on we call upon the elected leaders so that everyone should concentrate on his mandate and deliver services as required from their various offices.
We elected you for you to bring for us the developments. We need those developments, not in fights. Because those in fights, they directly affect our youth. It's our youth that are being used to fight those wars. So I want to call our leaders to work together so that we can have peace in our region.
And while in a public forum in Murang'a County, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has ordered a crackdown on the sale of illicit alcohol and directed the county commissioner to apprehend and hold accountable those involved in the illegal trade. The deputy president further emphasized that the consumption of illicit brews is a major factor contributing to the stagnation of youth and the community at large, and also called for the introduction of a new licensing law to regulate alcohol sales and curb the proliferation of illicit brews.
Haramu ni adui wa jamii yetu. Ule mtu ambaye anauzia watoto wetu pombe ambayo haina kipimo, pombe ambayo haijakaguliwa vizuri, pombe ambayo haina leseni, ajue yeye ni adui wa taifa la Kenya. Your county commissioner, you need to work harder. Kuna malalamiko hapa, you need to work harder to crack down on those who are selling drugs and illicit brews.
Now, Kibwezi Member of Parliament who came in the limelight last year during the tabling of an impeachment motion that would proceed to terminate Rigathi Gachagwa's term as Deputy President was celebrated as an exemplary leader today during a woman empowerment drive in the constituency. Legislators joined Mutuse in the drive, commencing him for what they termed as an exemplary display of a leader as they urged the constituents to support and give time to the government to realize desired gains.
Nikawaeleza kwamba nimeenda Nairobi, nataka nitengeneze marafiki, nikuje na marafiki hapa Kibwezi, tufanye hafla moja kubwa, tupate pesa, ndio vikundi za kina mama tuweze kuzisaidia, ndio tuweze kupunguza umaskini katika Kibwezi West.
Yangu ni kwamba huyu Mtuse kiongozi bora ambaye ameweka historia katika jamii, ametuondolea shida ya ukabila. Yeye sisi tunamuombea Mungu, tukija hapa Kibwezi tunakuja tukijua tuko nyumbani.
Sijawahi ona mjumbe ambaye yako na akili inakaa kama akili ya watu 45, ukiongeza yake inakuwa 46. Mjumbe ambaye akisimama kwa microphone kazi yake ni maendeleo na kazi yake ni kuelimisha wananchi. Huyo Mutuse amenifunza mambo mengi.
Tukiwa na mkutano kama viongozi wa Ukambani Kunde State House, tukizungumzia mambo ya maendeleo ya Ukambani, na tuna mkutano mwingine na rais next week, na niseme wabunge wote, ma MCA wote, magavana wote, maseneta wote, either wako Wiper ama wako chama gani, Rais Daktari William Ruto amewakaribisha State House.
Tumi imesimama, inflation imeteremuka, na sasa hii watu wanampinga walipata wasiwasi. Watakuja kuambia wananchi nini 2027? Kama kila mtu inaenda laini, kila kitu inaenda laini. Wakasema mpaka tuanze tulete kisirani, ndio huyu akafukuzwa kwa serikali. Huyu jana, si mumeona jana ni nini ilifanyika? Si alianzisha chama? Muliangalia official ya hiyo chama? Si ilikuwa inasunguka milima?
Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti reiterated that her administration's commitment to nurturing talent across the county by identifying and nurturing talent Wavinya Ndeti noted that this year's Governor Cup tournament is expected to be the biggest yet, with over 650 teams set to participate. Machakos County boss emphasized her commitment to youth empowerment and helping young people realize their dreams, especially through football.
Your presence here means more than just a visit. It represents hope, inspiration, and the power of sports to transform lives. You have shown the world that passion can become purpose, and that football isn't just a game. It's a bridge between generations, communities, nations, and continents. In Machakos County, we believe in giving our youth every opportunity to achieve their dreams and even take them to greater heights. By joining us today, you are not only validating the dreams, but also fueling them and showing them that they are capable of achieving what they hope for and desire to become in the future.
We've come to the end of the conversation tonight. Thank you for joining us for almost an hour of information on what is happening in the country and beyond our borders. Be sure to join us as we go back to our normal KUTV programming. KUTVNEWS Experience is here to inform and educate you and even entertain you in this particular weekend that is starting. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Samuel Kello. My name is Mutegi K. Martin. Good night.